What's going on, YouTube? Been trying to figure out what to talk about. What should we talk about? I was going to talk about something. You've all heard this saying right here, right? That no idea is an original idea. There is no such thing as an original thought. That all these thoughts are there in a magic bubble somewhere, kind of like the cloud, how the cloud works. The AI God brain is essentially the cloud. So you can think of that. There's the God brain that we're all attached to. Then there's the AI God brain, okay? Because, Lucifer likes to duplicate what God does. If you can't figure that out, then that's just the first step. But anyway, let's continue. I projected that gays benefits the military. This was always a wet dream. As soon as Obama came into power and he got rid of the don't ask, don't tell, all the gays came out. You better believe they came out. But you know what they couldn't really claim is that they're really married. They couldn't really claim that. See, the federal government didn't really recognize that or anything. So, there were no benefits. There were no really married spouses. So you just have a bunch of people like trying to be single, but then they start complaining that, everything is too expensive and blah, blah, blah. Because, all the fat ass America benefits and everything that happened in the military. Yeah, you better believe it. Guess what? Imagine if those benefits were spread across the American plane instead of just inside the government. You see how they build their like little sick incestuous circles? But don't worry, we're going to get to there. So anyway, there's something else called the Child Development Center inside the military base. This is literally the most secure, more secure than the most secure that you could probably... If there was a zombie apocalypse, I've said this before, if there's a zombie apocalypse, the one place you want to go is the CDC. You will survive a zombie apocalypse at the CDC. But I digress. But the CDC is the wet dream of what they want every public school to be. Why is that? Well, it's ultimate control. Guess what? They can't really push the tranny gay agenda in the military because it's not really socially acceptable out here in the civilian world yet. This is one of the reverses that they have to do. Because the military is still structured and designed to have the illusion of being structured. It's still designed to have the illusion of, being separate or what. I don't know, like that gay stuff shouldn't be in the military is the illusion, but see, they shattered that by letting the gays in there. So the whole tranny thing and everything, to get that acceptable to the human mind, since that one's so drastic, it has to happen in the civilian world first. So that's what they're doing. The Equality Act is that thought that I just predicted to you. Once they get... Someone already thought of that problem long before. They said it was probably as soon as all the gays started complaining that they couldn't get the benefits, they were like, oh yeah, they're right. Which is why they tried to, get rid of the definition of marriage in California, the Supreme Court and everything. It's all strategy with these people because everything is an agenda or a plan, and you can't make that plan or agenda happen without strategy. Which a lot of people seem to forget or don't really understand and just keep projecting their stupid internal feelings as their opinion because, somehow that feelings matter. Even though everyone's got them, somehow feelings matter. Guess what? Opinions don't really matter. You know what matters? Strategies. Strategies are based on facts. This is how you beat the enemy. Guess what? This is what needs to be done, right? Okay, so anyway, they're already planning it. Guess what? It's sitting there right now. And now I was trying to Google how long it can sit there, essentially. And from what I'm seeing is that essentially it can just sit there forever. So I guess once the House passes it, essentially it could just sit there forever in limbo because there's not really a clear justice. They just say, oh, when it comes in session and blah, blah, blah. That's not what I'm looking for. I want to know physically after the House passes the stupid bill, because that's what they did. Is it just allowed to sit there in limbo forever? So let's say the, Democrats get a full Democrat Congress, then they could just say, well, we have the Equality Act sitting here for like, let's say 6 years, and now we sign it. Or who knows, they may do it because it may be sooner than that. I think it's going to be a lot sooner than that because they need to degrade the military even more if they really want to take Taiwan. If they really want to engage the military strategy, they need to bring the military down one more step at least. Because... they're getting ready to replace you guys. I don't know if you know that or not. Yeah, you're getting ready to be replaced. That's why our military is garbage. That's why they let all that psychological trash destruction within our ranks. Hello? It's all on purpose. Other militaries definitely don't have that. Just like the whole female leader and everything. Someone's already thought of this too. Hello? Why do we even pay for a military? I ask this. Why do we even pay for one If they're never concerned about us being invaded or attacked. Oh, wait, that's right, because the, what was it, the 2016 National Defense Strategy blatantly admitted, you can go read it, it blatantly says that the homeland is no longer considered a sanctuary, so what exactly does that mean? I know what that means to me. That's what's so funny. So anyway, this whole female leader thing, you know, our enemies like Russia, China, all these people who are projected onto you through the black scrying mirror known as the television, because, you know, you keep watching the black scrying mirror, it will possess you, it will give you alternate thought processes, it will have you succumb to the Dark Lords. You will worship and bow down to the fake Zionistic agenda, because that is what is designed to possess you through the television black box right now, is the Zionist agenda. When President Obama was in charge, it was all about the gays and everything. You seen it for all the kids that you see on television right now. So it makes me wonder that with Biden running right now, what was promised to him? What agenda? Notice how Netflix and everything's being seated with the children on TV. Remember, everything they do is by design. So it just makes you wonder, they're doing something. They're planning, they're plotting, they're scheming. I've already said it. You people don't fully understand the grasp that you're dealing with. So the Equality Act will be the end. So once the Democrats take the Congress, then what? Can they just pass that and then, if President Trump is there, you better believe that they'll have Yael Kushner and Jared Kushner. You know, that's what else I'm trying to figure out. But yeah, you better believe you'll have them sign it. So where does the Yael come from? Is that like the Jewish translation of her name? And since they're Zionists, you know, they go by their Jew names. Is that what that is? So, and then, yeah, I really don't fully understand why they call her Ivanka Trump, too, if her husband is right there. It's literally as if they're just married, like how Mitch McConnell and Elaine Chao are married. You know, they don't say that's just like another power couple for the incestuous government, you know, benefits and everything that they shouldn't have. But yeah, just because they're married to them, notice how also Ivanka Trump, she did that whole woman thing that I was warning everyone about, and they did do that. And now, you know, like they say, going to mandatory one woman on that thing. Is that one woman going to be Ivanka Trump? Like they said, why do we even need that? Just like when they said that they're like, it's guaranteed to have more peace when there's... She literally said that with a full stat, but guess what? How could that stat be remotely true when women in politics is brand new? There weren't women at no negotiating tables before. What, they take like a stenographer and just because she was in the meeting, that's what they do? And then guess what? Where's the peace? What peace? What peace? Once you hit a certain date around here, United States has been at war 100%. So even clearly by her thing, if she said that all those women were there, it's not working. Because we're still at war for 100% and we're about to go to war with Iran. So what women in meetings? How can they project that stat out there as if women... It's because they're creating it. It's because the problem... We're coming back to the very beginning right now. It's cool, right? Because the problem that I said about America, you could go probably to the Supreme Court and argue right now that a woman probably isn't qualified to be president of the United States for national security concerns, because even at the founding of the United States, our forefathers never imagined a woman would be running for president. All that's brand new. All that's seeding the destruction, planting the thoughts of death into your mind, because they know that any society with a female leader will eventually succumb to death. Look at all the societies out there right now with a female. You can just take but no one wants to bring that up. Let's talk about all the female leaders out there right now spread across the lands that are ruining it anywhere and everywhere. Oh, you better believe they're all Europe, Aussie land area, Brits over there getting rambasted over here. Look at that. And they want to do that same thing to us. Look at how pathetic that is. Most people won't even go look at Tulsi Gabbard and her pathetic islands over there. California 2.0, same train scam and everything, literally like proving that we could be as corrupt as California in Hawaii. I mean, even look at our homeless living in giant tent cities, the same crack addict scratching his head. But yes, so why pay for a military? Why pay for anything? Why care about strategy, defense, or anything if our enemies like Russia and China, who really have power and authority that people just somehow laugh at or something, like, we can't ever be attacked, we can't ever be made to submit, even though throughout all of history there have been wars, people have been made to submit. Throughout all the dawn of history, the Bible says right there things are going to get way worse before they get better. So I'm just trying to figure out where all of it comes from. Can please someone show me? If I'm doing it wrong, right? If I'm doing it, well, why doesn't somebody prove me right? If I'm espousing what I'm saying is wrong, well, why doesn't someone try to prove me right by getting up there and doing it? And, giving you, oh, guess what? You're already doing it, and guess what? It's not working, and everyone's failing, everyone sucks. It's just like how Pastor Anderson said, no one can prove him wrong or anything because he's the ultimate preacher. It's incredible, but who's better than Pastor Anderson? You know, you're always looking for someone who's better. So if you can imagine Pastor Anderson's level, who's better than Pastor Anderson? Could you imagine that mental thought process right there? Who was rising to the ranks above Pastor Anderson? There's always people out there like that. That's why I got to build a deck of minds over here. That's what I'm doing. So if I ever get extreme power, I already have a deck of minds who I would call upon. Are you kidding me? It would be unbelievable. But this is what we're doing. This is what we're waiting for. Like I said, let's really ask that question. Why do we pay for a military if we can see right now that there isn't really threats? It's just agendas. And why do we pay for a military if our supposed enemies will never have female leaders? So why do we need one if our enemies will never have one? Do you not fear being invaded? Do you not fear being attacked? That's a real serious question. So if nobody fears, why do we pay for a military or anything? Why do we keep paying for our taxes? Why do we keep paying for a useless Congress to keep passing things to enslave us? Has anyone thought about that? I mean, but this is the problem. Oh, because most people don't care, right? They don't care. It's truly unbelievable. Day in, day out. Just like the 4 prominent conservatives. Who are the 4 prominent conservatives who could, like, promise an elevation of her career like that? We all know that they're either married, because conservatives in general are married. It's like a requirement of a conservative is that they have to be married. So who are the fiancés? Who are the married individual? Who are the people who cheated on their spouses with Laura Southern? I feel like that's something just very common within the conservative base. Considering all their attitudes and everything, it would make perfect sense, especially if people actually spend time in the military. You would see all these crazy different things going on that you couldn't possibly imagine. That's why I don't care about most things. You shouldn't care about most things either. You know what we need to do? You know what we should care about is taking back the head, because only the head can solve these things. No matter how much people want to project Trump as being something or other, he's not. Unless he's really getting the military, unless he's really arming the forces, unless he's really arresting these people, and we're just being shown like shock-breaking news footage across, you know, Tory News and the rest of these media places, that people are being mass arrested and stuff. That's how you know it's not real. If you see it being shown to you and stuff like that on television, that's how you know it's fake. Until it's like everyone's in shock, and just like when True News called Ivanka Trump, and she had Yael Kushner. I'm gonna try to get that out of my head. Yael Kushner. Just like when they called Yael Kushner about her like little woman agenda, she had no idea what she was talking about because it was outside the script of her reality. That's them dimming the sun there. You know, you can't have too much sunlight, so they need to start spraying. They're spraying the skies. You clearly see the evidence right there.